Alright guys, in this one we are going to do my jungle. So I'm going to show you my jungle in my fish room, and we're going to go through all the plants in the fish room and around the house, and there's a whole lot more than when we last did a video on them, so let's get right into it. So we are going to start in the main part of my jungle, which is in the fish room. This is the main part of the jungle. Now, when I just came into here, I was thinking to myself, right, I need to say how many plants I've got, and you know what? I have actually lost count of how many plants I've got. I don't even know how many. So we have them here in the fish room. We've got them up here as well. We've got this amazing corner, which I'll show you in a moment, and we've got some down in the summer house, and we've got some in the actual house. So last time I did my plants on this video, let me pull up a chair because there's quite a few here. So last time I did the video, I mentioned that I was getting obsessed with it, and for you guys know anyway, I've not really been keeping houseplants for long, you know, in an addictive way and a collective way, probably 4 months, 5 months. I have had plants longer than that, but it could count on one hand. But as mentioned in the last video, lots and lots of research, still doing the research, learning loads, even looking into some of the scientific parts of this stuff. Guy called Tanner the Planter, his outlook on plants is absolutely unbelievable. He debunks a lot of the myths that people say, for instance, like spray your plants to mist them, it doesn't do anything, that kind of stuff. But anyway, what am I keeping? You know, what am I into? I'm into Monsteras. This is my big tide constellation. This is probably my second favourite plant, because that one there, the Anthurium, is my favourite. I have got 4 of these tide constellations. Now, I won't be able to keep them all. The other 3 are babies. I got these for really good deals on a live that I go on a social media platform where they do flash sales. So I'll just grow these out. I'll grow these 2 out, probably sell them. May keep this one because this was my most baby one. I think you saw that in the last video. And then we have got a hell of a lot of philodendrons. So this is a pink princess, that's a Plaumani, that's a Melanochrysum, that's a white princess. Well, that one down there is a painted lady. You know, there is Splendens, I think that one's called, and that's a Ring of Fire. I'm a little bit on the fence with the philodendrons. I like some, I don't like some. That one's called a Macaulay's Final. We've got this Monstera Peru Oblique. This is a phenomenal plant. That was a bucket list plant. This little one here is a Bill Marks Flame. Now, this is a baby, but you want to see this if you don't know what it's like when it's older. I'll put a picture on the screen. This is a Monstera Bill Marks Flame. That was the cutting. I think I showed you that died off, but we replanted it in Lecker, and look at that new growth there. What else have we got that you probably haven't seen? Oh yeah, I'm into Syngonians. So Syngonians are one of my favourites. So we have got the mottled Mojito there. We have got the Albo. This is my favourite Syngonian, which is called the Tricolour. We have got, that's called an Arrow. And then I've got a little Milk Confetti hiding away down there. That's another philodendron. That there's a really nice plant, an Amidrium. Then we've got this Monstera Adansonii Mint. We've got the normal Adansonii. And we've got many more in this corner. So, yeah, that's another Monstera. I think I talked to you about that last time. We've got propagations going on. We're always growing pothos and other types of plants in there. Then we've got the rubber plants. I love rubber plants. These are one of my favourites as well. So the one on the left is a Robusta. The one on the right is a Valise. That's a Cheverina. That is stunning as well. It's quite rare. We have got a Taneki, which is in the summer house, which I'll show you when we get down there. These need really warm conditions, so the fish room is perfect, and they say indirect bright light, but they really do like to be near the window, so they're in the best place they can possibly be. Then we've got the hanging plants. This is the string of beads. This is a Hoya Carnosia Tricolour. Really getting into Hoyas at the moment. These are like a bit of a harder leaf. These are nice. Philodendron Brazil, another favourite of mine. And then I want to show you this corner. This is my special corner, and I know there's probably a lot of people right now thinking to themselves, that needs to have a fish tank in it, but it's not, because this is my special corner, right? So my Alocasia collection and my anthuriums. So as I just showed you before, the Anthurium doraki is my favourite plant. These here, that one, that one, and that one are hybrids. So the hybrids of two different types of anthuriums. That one there is a silver blush. And then the biggest special part of my collection is the Alocasia, because this is a really hard plant to keep. But what I've learned over the last few months is that if you give it the right conditions, they will thrive. My fish room is perfect conditions for this type of plant, which is the Alocasia. So they like it warmer. The fish room's up in the high 70s, as you know, and they like humidity, and the fish room creates humidity. So they're thriving. So I'm getting new growth on these all the time. I mentioned in my last video that I have a channel on Plant Talk, and I see a lot of people posting that their Alocasias are dying in the winter. Mine are thriving, so if you can see, there's a new leaf on that Silver Dragon. There's a new leaf there. Can you see that on the Aslani? There's a new leaf on this Dragon Scale there, and that one there has just produced a new leaf. So yeah, my collection of Alocasia are really prospering, and ain't that a great view? Tell me, even if you don't keep plants, that ain't a great view. Obviously we've got the grow light here, making sure that they're getting the good light as well. Alocasias like light. That one there's just produced a new leaf. That's an Alocasia Jacqueline. Just a quick note, guys, I do grow plants in my fish tanks. So every time I talk about plants, people say you need to grow them in your tanks. Well, I do grow them in my tanks, just not talked about it since the last plant update. Anyway, guys, I'm going to take you out into the house now. So this is a living room, and this pothos is that big I can't get it full on in the shot. This was in my fish room, but we wanted to put a plant in this corner. This was the perfect plant because they can thrive in low light. I mean, this has got two windows either side of it, but you can stick these in a corner, and honestly, I've had so many propagations. I've gifted, I've put them in my tanks. I've had so many. They get little runners, and I cut the runners off. I either give them to people, or like I say, put them in propagation jar, or actually in the fish tanks. They're producing fenestrations. Every leaf that comes through now has a fenestration. And if you look, that's a new leaf. There's a new leaf there. There's a new leaf growing there. Nearly snapped it then. And then you get these runners. There's a runner there. So this is just producing growth all the time. Very popular plant for fish keepers is the golden pothos, isn't it? Anyway, guys, let me show you something else. Very quickly, that's a peace lily. That's a present for Joe's dad's partner, and that is an Aglaumina. I forgot the name of it. Aqua green. That's a very rare plant, that, and it's stunning as well. So what I bought it for Joe really to make, because it's obviously in this part of the house. I wanted to get a nice plant, a nice rare plant for there. So yeah, that's an absolutely beautiful plant. That Aglaiminas they're called. Sorry, they're easy, really easy plants to keep, and they come looking stunning. So this is the front of the house, and that is that Kentia palm that you saw in my shot of me carrying out a B&Q. It's an epic plant and it looks fantastic, but I'm not going to be keeping palms going forward. Really struggling with two palms that I've got. They're getting crispy edges, and I'm trying all the advice out, and they're just not for me. I don't think my home environment suits them. I think a lot of people have problems with keeping palms, if I'm honest with you, although it does look beautiful. And these three here were Christmas gifts for me from my work friends. So this is an Aglaumina, stunning plant. This is a Ceiba Blue, which is amazing because it's actually got the fenestrations in. And this here is a golden pothos. That's very nice. And then there's a Hoya around the back of there. So I will quickly show you what we've got in the hallway. So So this is my hallway. You come through the door and this is what you see. This is 3 snake plants. So part of the deal that Joe has with me, if I have any in the main house, they have to have pots. So that's why they've got fancy pots. I have some pots, but I'm not really bothered in the fish room, if I'm honest with you. But these are 3 different types of snake plants. Really easy plants to keep. For any beginner who's keeping plants, get yourself snake plants. It's almost impossible to kill them. The only way you can really kill them is by overwatering, and these don't need hardly any water and can last for ages without it, and they will live in most conditions. That's a cylindrical snake plant. I love that. That's the normal type snake plant, which I can't remember the name of, and this is a new type of snake plant which is called a silver flame. But I do like snake plants, if I'm honest with you, and I think I love having them where they are. And actually when I see these with pots, it makes me want to put pots on my other plants in the fish room. So maybe that'll happen one day. Anyway guys, I'm going to take you down to the summer house to show you what's going on down there. It's absolutely freezing, windy and wet at the moment here in the UK. So, as you can imagine, it's getting really obsessive. So we've had to take a section of this summer house. I'm nearly tripping myself up here backing up, because there's that many to show you. So what have we got? So I'll show you this baby first. You saw this in my intro in another video if you watched it. It's absolutely stunning. This is an Alocasia gigantea. This is going to grow up to the ceiling and much more. So this plant, actually, when I bought it and I brought it home, I found mealybugs on it, which I've since got rid of. Now, I keep my plants with predatory mites. So if you've noticed any sachets like that, my plants have those sachets on. What that does is that basically prevents, so the ones I have prevent spider mites and thrips. So what will happen is the spider mite or the thrip will come on the plant, and then bugs will eat them. I'm on a subscription for every 6 weeks, so they send them out to me every 6 weeks, and I just basically put them on all my plants, and if any spider mites or thrips come, they'll take them out basically. They don't deal with infestations, but the place I get them from actually have bugs that deal with infestations. So I nearly bought some bugs to get rid of the mealybugs on this, because the umbrella plant had mealybugs, but I seem to have got rid of them. I did use a systemic, which is not really ideal, but it's been like a month since I've seen any on either plant, so we should be okay. So that's the Gigantea Alocasia. This is the umbrella plant. This was a gift off Joe. Her first gift of a plant to me. And it was a shame that it came home with mealybugs, and we were battling mealybugs on this for quite a while. But I'm happy to say that I'm enjoying the plant now, because it's, you know, a bit special because it was Joe's first present to me. Then we've got another rubber plant, which is a Taneki. This is stunning as well. We've got another Hoya, which is called an Hoya Waiete. And then remember my Monstera? So my Monstera is absolutely thriving now. So we talked in the last video about me dropping this, and I dropped it and there's like loads of damage. So that leaf there basically unfurled when it was stressed, and that one snapped. What I did was I cut my Monstera back. So I cut a lot of leaves from it. I repotted it. And then since I did that, which was probably about 4 weeks ago, I have had this new leaf here. This was a new leaf. The one behind was a new leaf. So, you know, we've had 3 new leaves in the space of, what, 3 weeks? So, you know, it's safe to say that if you chop your plants back, they're going to grow back. That's it. You can chop them up and they'll grow back. Sounds a bit rough, that, doesn't it? And then check this out. This is a Monstera that I saw on Marketplace. Let me just turn it round. I'm not sure whether I've shown you. I may have shown you, but anyway, we're showing you again. Look at that leaf. This is just 3 leaves. And the person that bought it off said it's only ever had 3 leaves. So she bought it off someone else. So it's probably how the cuttings come. There's no other node to send out a new leaf, or it's just not growing. I haven't actually checked, to be honest with you, but I just loved it. It cost me 15 quid, 3 leaves, and look at that leaf there. It's absolutely phenomenal, isn't it? So yeah, buzzing off that. And then we have got my variegated peace lily. Love a peace lily, love a variegated peace lily. This was the one that I think if you watched the video before that my niece bought me as a present. We've got the bird of paradise under there. There's a philodendron Florida ghost hiding under there. And then these are three little examples. Not examples, what's the word I'm looking for? These are 3 experiments. So 2 rubber plants and a 10th Burle Marxii. I've got these little babies growing in Leca. So I have got probably about 6 plants growing in Leca. But I just wanted to trial growing these babies out. Let's see what rubber plants grew like in Leca and the Burle Marx, because this Burle Marx, I've got a bigger one in the house and it's just one day it can look like it's dying, the next day it doesn't, but the amount of growth on this in Leca has been absolutely outstanding. So as you can see, I'm kind of taking over some of my summer house. Yeah, I am. So we've got that back wall there. We need to move that treadmill. Who needs to run anyway, eh? Get more plants in. So yeah, that is basically my plant tour. There is a couple more in the house upstairs. We've got another peace lily and a ZZ plant, but do you know what? We'll show you them another time. I'm going to wrap it up now, guys. Okay, guys, so that was the plant tour. We'll see if anybody watched it. If they did, they did. If they didn't, anyway, it doesn't really matter, does it? Because we're just going to put it out. This is all about trial and error from me. There's a lot of people saying they want to see more on the channel, but you know what? I need to experiment, don't I? We'll see how it goes. I can check back on my statistics and all that, and then if people don't want to watch it, that's fine. We'll do something else. But I just want to say a massive thank you, because if you've got this far, it means you wanted to watch it, so I appreciate you. Cheers, guys. See you on the next one.